like those spring allergies already have you sniffling and sneezing, you might want to consider changing the air filter in your car. Our Monday morning mechanic David Rogers from Keller Brothers Auto Repair is joining us live to explain how changing that air filter can actually help you breathe easier. Hi, David.
Hey, how are you, Natalie?
Good, thanks.
Hey, you know, actually this one's called the cabin air filter. It's a little bit different than the air filter we think of on top of the motor. And the way it works, let me show you a little diagram here. This is the car's heating system. It the air goes all the way around the motor and everything, and this is the vent, the air ducts that are inside the car. You might think of it as your defroster vents or whatever. And these air filters that we use for breathing the air we breathe are somewhere in line here. Usually they're in this column here. They could be up closer up in the firewall, but basically they're going to be between the air we breathe and the air coming in the motor. The reason they're so important, let me just give you an idea. These two work together inside of a Tahoe, SUV. And this vehicle came into me, and they could not get any air out of their heater vents. And they couldn't understand why it wasn't blowing heat. Well, let me show you maybe why it wasn't blowing heat. Maybe it had something to do with all this stuff that was in there that was going into the air that you breathe. Now imagine that. If you've got allergies, that's not much fun. That's some nasty stuff. And you can see that all kinds of debris can get caught in there. Here's some kind of wrapped stuff and bird feathers and leaves and such. You know, the fact of the matter is that this time of year, you're really going to notice a difference. Yeah. The other thing this will help you do is that by cleaning these or replacing these, what you're going to do is you're going to open up the airflow. You can imagine if that's all clogged with grease and oil and dirt and debris, that when it should really look like this, okay, you can tell that the air is not making it into the vehicle the way it should. So you're going to resolve a couple of problems. Not only are you going to breathe easier, but in addition to that, you're going to be able to help your heater and your air conditioning have better flow. Also your defroster. So a lot of times during the winter when you're frosting up really bad and you can't figure out why it won't stop doing that, maybe it's time to change the cabin air filter. Now some people might try to do this on their own, and it's not impossible, but I'll tell you that it takes a good, educated, trained technician anywhere from about 30 to 45 minutes all the way to 2 hours to do something like this. So it would take a normal consumer most likely somewhere in the hour and a half range to about 4 or 5 hours. So it may be something to stop in for. They're not terribly expensive. You might spend $50, $100 getting something like this done, but for the price to breathe a little better, I think that's a lot cheaper than buying over-the-counter drugs.
What a huge difference when you look at the clean filter there.
Oh, it really makes you think about what's going into your lungs.
Yeah.
You know, I heard something this weekend from a doctor that said that the average human being breathes 2 to 3 teaspoons of dirt a day. Now, if you imagine all that extra dirt coming from your car, that could double or triple it based on what we just saw come out of one of those filters.
Wow.
You know, the last thing I wanted to say about that, too, is that European cars have had these for a long, long time, and the American manufacturers are just now catching up, and the Asian manufacturers. Most cars have them, but swing into a shop that has certified master techs. Your little fasty, quickie, lubey, oil-changey joints are not going to probably be able to help you with this, but go by a real shop, ask them about it, and see what it would cost to get one replaced in your car, and give yourself a break this year. Breathe better.
It helps to ask the question. David, thanks as always.
Thanks.
What about the quickie lubey oil changey? Is that a technical term?
That's extremely technical, Tom, and we'll perform one of those for you down here in the studio's garage later if you'd like.
David, thank you.